Hey, everybody.
You were early.
And welcome back to Thoughts to Think About. I'm Liz.
I'm Efrain.
And I'm Reid. Sorry, we were all doing it slow, so it's like, what's going on?
And we've got some thoughts for you to think about today.
Oh, man.
I don't apologize for how I did that.
No, that was good. It was good.
Give it to
you
you.
know,
It was something.
we were talking about something right before we started the podcast, and I was like, we got to include everybody on this. So we were talking about the difference between the radio volume and like plugging in your phone to your car volume, right? So you're in your car, turn on the radio, what level you listen to your radio at,
Right.
and then what level do you plug in your phone, and what's the volume there?
Right.
Yeah.
Reid mentioned that.
Right, yeah. When I'm listening to books or podcasts or whatever, my volume is like at 34. Like, it's almost always at 34. That's
Which
the
is
number
high.
I put it at, which is high.
Yeah.
When I listen to music by myself, I have it at 20. And then when my wife gets in the car, I have to turn the volume down to like 12.
Is yours like 50 is the max?
I think it's actually 100.
Hi. 100.
I think.
Wow.
I don't know. I've never cranked it all the way.
Interesting. Mine
See,
goes
we're gonna
to
have to find out.
60.
When
60?
I leave here,
Yeah, honestly, I
yeah.
haven't done it in a long time. I'm pretty sure it's 50, but I mean, I don't know what. 50 loudness,
Right.
units, but I mean, I don't
get
know.
it.
loudness units.
You
yeah.
loudness units.
That's
Which is
decibels.
actually, well, there's a thing called loudness units
What?
in mixing.
You're lying.
LUFS. So it's loudness units. I don't remember what it exactly
For
stands
science.
For science.
science.
That's exactly
Wait.
right.
From science.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And so, but basically, it's like measuring its perceived loudness over time, like
Okay.
average loudness. Anyway,
Okay.
it's kind of a weird mastering thing that you could dive
Yeah.
into for hours and hours and hours. Anyway, but we were talking about like the loudness level of the music, and there was what was the thing we had just gotten on. We had just gotten
Like-
on this topic, and I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. So when I get in my car,
Yes, there it
which
is.
I have a fairly newer car. I was rolling in a hoopty for like a decade, and now I have
Please elaborate. What's a hoopty?
like a ghetto car, like a broke down.
Okay.
Like I would turn it.
Why?
I'm explaining.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I would turn it on and not know if it would actually turn on.
Right.
Like I would go to start it, and it's just a broken down.
What is the etymology of the word hoopty?
Hoopty.
I don't know.
Come on,
Here we
laptop
go,
guy.
Mr. Google.
Mr. Google over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I totally get that experience. So now you get in your car,
So now I get in my car, and it automatically, connects to my phone.
like
which,
wirelessly.
Yeah.
That's so
Where
dope.
before my Corolla, I had a little thing like I don't know.
Did you have the cassette player, the cassette tape that would go in there?
No.
Not quite that ghetto.
Not
No?
quite that old.
Yeah.
It was like a transmitter thing that plugged into
Oh, nice.
Do you like your
The-
cigarette lighter?
the cigarette lighter.
Nice.
and
I
then I
tried
could-
one of those for a while.
I could connect it to my phone.
See,
with
it was
Bluetooth.
still wireless. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. I have never bought a car before. I'm actually kind of in the process of looking for a car right now, and
He walks everywhere.
I've been blessed. I've
Very
been
Jesus of him.
immeasurably blessed because people have given me cars, and so I had years ago a '98 Cherokee, and so that was kind of the game I played. I did have the cassette tape though.
Yeah, that's
that had
kinda-
the little wire.
That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty throwback, and so.
I always wanted to know how that worked.
I don't
I don't
it.
know.
I don't understand.
Like
Yeah.
I kind of get the radio transmitter one,
Right.
But the cassette tape that's
I
just a
don't.
wire into your cassette drive that then works. I don't know what that is and how
like,
it works.
is it?
And why does the CD not work? Like,
Could I have a CD with a wire attached to it?
Well, I know
that's
because
like
the CD
same
spins.
logic that
Because if you
goes
tried
in
that,
my head.
it'd be like a weed eater. Like the wire would just be sung, sung, sung.
You're just
Constant.
cranking
Yeah.
it to start.
Yeah, I genuinely don't understand the cassette tape thing. It doesn't make sense in my head.
If
Like,
someone knows, please comment. Please DM
Yeah.
us something. I
We
don't.
need
I don't
something
get
from
it.
science.
something from science, loudness units from
For
science. Yeah, and so anyway, yeah. So I've experienced that kind of transition of like getting into a new car,
Right.
and
Yeah.
suddenly it's got good stuff, and you're
Well,
like, whoa, this is a new experience.
I
for me.
push a button and the windows go down.
Ding.
That's brand new.
Did you roll? You had to roll?
Yeah.
Dang.
I had the crank.
I was on the
crank.
roll train for a
Wow,
while.
man. You're
There's
cranking.
a place for my sunglasses. It's so odd.
My Cherokee actually had electric windows, but then they
Oh.
busted. So like
There you go.
apparently old Jeeps or maybe all Jeeps, I don't know. Jeep people, let me know that their electronics, a lot of their electrical stuff goes
The
out.
electric units
Is
from
it
science.
The electric units. But I'm just saying the electrical pieces of the like machine. It's like it starts with electricity, but then the other electrical
But it
pieces
doesn't
don't
end-
work.
it
It's
doesn't
like
end with electricity.
like the car still works, but then I can't roll down my windows, and then I can't do this and that and the other thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so anyway, so there was a point where I couldn't roll down my windows, or they would just like start to like fall.
Oh,
like,
no.
On their
into-
own, like gravity would take them.
no.
Well, they would like it would go down, and then it would just like
Uh-huh.
tilt and be like off
The
axis in
mechanisms
its
in there, yeah.
little
Slot.
space in
Like
there,
track
yeah.
or whatever.
And so it was bad, and so then the locks also didn't work right, and so it just
Then
became
the
a whole
brakes
thing.
didn't work.
Driving through restaurants, I'm like opening the door, and they're like, "Sir, please get back in the car." That was the worst. Was driving up and having to like,
Yeah.
I'd like a yeah, it
number
was
4.
awful.
Uh,
Okay, can
in
you
a
afford?
drive-thru.
They're like, "Can you afford that?" No, I can't.
can't.
It's not your
but-
business.
But now my phone connects straight to the car,
Right, on its own.
and I don't know why, but every time I turn my car on, it'll connect straight to iTunes.
Right.
I don't use Apple Music. I always go to Spotify,
Right.
but it will play Hillsong Young and Free alive
From your Apple Music
from
playlist.
my out
From your
my phone,
iTunes,
from
right?
my
Like the-
iTunes.
or I guess
Like,
it's Apple Music, right?
I can't remember the last time I even played that daggum song.
Right. But is that song the top song in the list of your iTunes
Is
library?
it the highest like
Alphabetically.
alphabetically in your
I mean,
list?
alive.
Open
so
your
it
phone
starts with
right
a-
Open your phone, find out. Let's
I mean,
find
I
out.
can imagine because it starts with an
Look
A.
it. Look.
I
Open
have
your
to
phone.
know.
Don't
Open it.
Yell at
I think
me.
what's happening is like you have an iPhone, right? And it's
Do I?
your iPhone's like we're gonna use Apple Music, so it connects automatically and
What
begins
is it
playing.
called? Just music now?
It's called Apple
It's
Music,
called
right?
music. Yeah. Music.
It's
As we
airplane
wait
mode,
for
so it's
Grandma
gonna-
to get her.
It was on airplane mode.
Oh, so it won't even do anything.
She's it's okay.
Really?
Here we go.
Oh, so
and
you
she's
haven't
not even
opened
signed
the
in.
app.
No.
Dang,
See,
dude.
look.
It's open right now
I-
because
if-
that's That's so funny. Don't
Right.
play it because we'll
Go to
get
your song.
I
copyright
was gonna say
strikes.
we can't.
Go to the
We will
list.
get- let's
yeah.
go to songs.
Songs.
Okay.
Oh, it's not even the first
It's not
one.
even the first
Well,
one.
see, that's not alpha.
Oh wait,
That's
What?
not alphabetical. Oh, that's based on the
Artist.
It's sort. So sort by title. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Got it.
The secret
That's
has
just
been
so-
unlocked.
But the other day, it jumped to a different song that
What?
Like on shuffle,
is
maybe.
so it's at the cross,
Oh.
but it's only choosing Hillsong. songs. I don't
Whoa.
understand.
The car really likes
Yeah.
Hillsong.
What's going on?
Big Hillsong fan.
Your car's
Big
Australian.
Hillsong fan. Huh?
Toyotas,
Notorious Hillsong supporters.
Notorious
Yeah.
Hillsong fan. Yeah, my wife's car does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll plug her phone in or whatever or
Right.
Bluetooth, and the first song on hers is "A Hole" by Bowling for Soup. And so
Oh.
it plays every single time she plugs it in. That's the first song that comes in. It's kind of awesome. So it's like she plugs in her phone, and then it's like we're singing along, you
Yeah.
know, because it's every single time. And so
I mean, I turn on my car and it's like, boom, 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 boom. I was lost with it.
Yeah, right.
But like I just like silently suffer through this, and I'm just like, no, and I pause it. But I had my roommates in my car, and I didn't mention anything to them, and they're like, all right, you're just like
just jamming the Young
you-
and Free, huh?
you really like this song, huh? And I'm like, no, don't judge me.
I'm
Oh,
so
really?
embarrassed. Dang.
Yeah, so my car has Bluetooth, but I've never set it up because I just use I use my auxiliary because with Bluetooth I don't get Apple CarPlay, but I get Apple CarPlay when I use
Wow.
my
Cable,
auxiliary
That's
cable.
so
Yeah,
weird.
It's an added thing. You have to add the piece. I'm learning this now.
Add
that you
the
have
app or whatever.
you have to add the thing to be able to connect to CarPlay wirelessly. And
Right.
So
I have never set up Bluetooth or like I guess not recently, but yeah. So my car doesn't automatically start playing songs anymore. My old car did because I used Bluetooth in my old car, but I just decided to look it up. And my first song is "Addict with a Pin."
Oh, see, there you go.
From
21 Pilots. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice. I think mine is. It was Able by Need to Breathe for a long time. So I don't remember. I don't know. I think it's probably still is.
What
My
a
phone's
worship
over there,
leader.
clearly. So it's Need to Breathe. It's not a worship
is
song.
that not?
No.
Sorry.
No, Reid.
I don't know.
So embarrassing. Now they're a Christian band, I guess.
Are they?
They're Christians, yeah. But anyway, so something that was really frustrating for me. So I got the car I'm driving now, and it was cool because it was newer, and so it had like Bluetooth, CD player, which is so cool.
Working Windows.
Yeah, working Windows. It's
8-track
like,
player.
dang, dude, I'm balling now. 2009, this car. Like got a few years ago. And seriously, but the yeah, and so I was like super pumped about the Bluetooth because my wife's car has a Bluetooth, and so when I would drive her car, we shared a car for a while, and so I would drive her car, pop in, turn it on, and my phone's connected already, and it's playing music, and that's like, oh, that's the best thing in the world, especially like somebody who listens to music so much.
Yeah.
Right.
I learned there are people that don't, which kind of blows my mind. That like I always want to have something playing, pretty much. You know what I mean, musically.
Yeah.
Especially in the car, at least. And so
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into a car and started driving, and like I don't know how like 20 minutes down the road, I realized, oh, I haven't had any music on.
it's complete silence.
Right.
See, I can't do that.
It's like it depends on the day. Like if it's just been I'm stressed, like I have so much sensory input, then I will drive in silence for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to have something on. Like if there's just a lot going on, then I'll listen to a podcast where there's not all of the music. But I typically always have something
Hillsong
playing.
Young and Free.
Hillsong Young and Free. It's always Hillsong Young and Free, baby.
Just gotta get that encouragement.
That's funny. Yeah, and so that's kind of crazy. For me, it's like I want something on. It's really rare that it's silent for me. Like it's pretty rare. But yeah, and so my wife's car, I could jump in, connect immediately. This car, I had set up the Bluetooth and it works. But what'll happen is I'll start driving and then suddenly it'll start skipping. But like it's not a CD or it's not a tape, you know, it's just Bluetooth, it's wireless. But it'll like skip, and so it'll be like it's so hard to explain. Like it'll like cut out and then like try to catch up, and so it'll be real fast, and then it'll cut. It'll do that for a long time, and it's so freaking annoying. And it's really funny whenever my wife's in the car and it starts going on. I get unreasonably mad about it. Like it's dumb. I should not be this upset about it, but I get mad, and so she's like, "Calm down, it's fine." And I'm like, "No, this should work. If it's there, it should work. Why is it so bad?" And so then like she's like, "Why don't you just get a cable? Just plug it in." And so then I got a cable, but then the cable would die, and it would do basically the same thing. And so I was like, "Dude,
I've been using the same cable for like I can't tell you how long. Years.
What?
really?"
Years.
I
Wow.
go through cables like nobody's business.
At least cable's in the car for me.
Yeah.
Only the car cable.
No, that cable
the
I've been
heat.
using it forever. Like it doesn't move, but like it's like the way mine plugs in. It's like there's a compartment that opens and closes, and like the cord is in there plugged in, and the only portion that's out, and the only time that thing ever gets opened is like once every couple of months. But like there's just one portion of the cable out, so it doesn't move much. It doesn't get much wear and tear. It's just like plug it in and then like.
Dang. Is it your cable? Or is it part of the car?
That was mine.
Oh, okay.
It's external. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Do you have your phones propped up somewhere, like a holder? Do you lay it like?
That's a great question.
Mine lays flat on top of that little compartment, so I can't see it. Yeah. But
At
everything, but everything's on CarPlay. So
I was
like,
say, but you have CarPlay,
Right.
which is so cool.
So you can have the screen, yeah.
So you got the screen, and it's touchscreen too, yours. So
Yep.
yeah, that's awesome. I want CarPlay so bad.
dude, it is a game changer.
Honestly,
it's a
All
game
Efrain
changer.
wants is just a car that will play his music.
Just
Without
play the
skipping.
music right, please. That's all I want. I'm tired of CDs.
He said, "I'm a simple man."
I'm a simple.
Dude, a great prank on Efrain would be just like edit some audio files so that like no matter what he plays it into, the audio skips.
The next episode of the podcast. Just start to-
Anytime you talk, it wants to speak to us.
That would be so annoying. And everybody else listening would be so frustrated because reasonably so.
Just because we wanted to prank you. Yeah.
Jeez, no, it's
lose
so
tons of
frustrating.
followers.
I'm sorry, everyone.
I saw a reel where someone had created like a fake like they were driving through some town that they had never been to, and there was like a fake news station, but it was like a track on their phone, but it was a fake news station, not a news station, a radio station that was like, all right, and and here comes All Star by Smash Mouth, right? Is that who it is, Smash Mouth?
Yep,
Right?
you got it.
And so,
Nailed it.
so the song's going, and then when it gets to the part where it's like, and the hits start coming, and they don't stop coming, and it's just like the song just keeps going, and it don't stop coming, and it don't stop coming, and
That's awesome.
But then like the melody stayed the same, but then the words never changed, and
Yeah.
so like the wife is like, she's the passenger, she's like mad, she's like, what is happening?
That's so funny.
She was
It's like the
freaking
edit
out.
of Katy Perry's
Do you ever feel like
Do
a
you
firework
feel
bag?
where
like
it's
a
plastic bag or
like a plastic bag.
yeah.
Like a plastic bag. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
awesome.
That's
They did that on the radio.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
no.
it's fake.
Someone created a
Oh,
fake
I see.
radio
Dang.
station
I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
and did
Sorry,
that.
I
And
missed
so-
that part.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Gotcha.
It was so funny.
That's awesome. I need to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. It's gonna happen.
To your wife.
Dude,
Yeah, absolutely.
Next
one of
road
your
trip.
songs.
Yeah. Then it'll be obvious.
Oh my
It's not
God, it's on the radio.
It's on the radio. Like a plastic bag. I don't know.
Wait, you wrote that?
Yeah, actually turns out I'm balling. I could have bought a car by now at this point. Wrote firework. My car sits right next to the like gear shifter.
Your phone?
Yeah, my
What?
phone. Sorry. My phone in my
Did
car.
you see my face?
You're like
Utter confusion.
my phone
yes,
in my car
the question I asked. Where's
sits
your phone?
right next to the gear shifter thing. But the like center console is not very big. The whole section, not very big. Is that funny to you guys that call it thingy thing?
But it was just so like
so
so
casual.
matter of fact. Like
That's what it's called. Gear shift thingy thing. T-shirt right there. But the
No.
oh yeah, I got the T-shirt ideas. But the center
18
console is
plus.
not like wide enough, and so it like kind of hangs in the balance. So like either side of the freaking gear shifter just isn't wide enough for some reason for my phone. I guess phones are just bigger now, than they used to be. And so sometimes I'll stick it in the like cup holder, but
Yeah,
I was
If you got drinks, you can't do that. Yeah.
dude, big issue with this car I drive right now. Huge issue. Cup holder size. Okay? Because and I told the guy at the dealership. I told the guy,
did?
yes, this is important to me because I'll go to freaking Chick-fil-A and get not even a large cup, okay? Like I can understand your car can't fit the large cups. Hey, that's all right. It is what it is. You work it out. Exactly perfectly, right? But it'll work. It doesn't fit the small cups side by side. There's two cups. It's a
side by
cup
side.
holder, right? With two cups side by side.
Yeah.
The small ones don't fit side by side. They're like bunched together and they get like if you've got Whataburger cups that are like
Right.
small, it's like they're like squished. And if it's just the regular medium size, right? Because everybody
No
just
way
gets,
you're gonna fit
dude,
that.
it's impossible. They're like, and so I'm like holding them.
This was
driving.
designed for Coke cans only,
Yeah,
Or water
definitely.
bottles.
Or or like
but not a Stanley Cup water
Or-
bottle.
yeah,
We're talking like
It's just-
16.9 ounce water bottles.
liquid death, I
What?
guess.
That's
Yeah,
not fitting
exactly.
at all. No,
Beer cans, I guess, tall boys or whatever. But
I
technically could
think
work.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know. I'm just saying they could work.
Liz,
but
what do you think?
It could be. Maybe it's just an energy drink. Maybe it's a Red Bull. I just got my head hurts now. I have a headache out of nowhere.
People like my wife will get onto me sometimes because like we'll get like IBC root beers that are like the bottles, like the tall
yeah.
like beer looking bottles, and I'll drink
You'll
one of
take
those
them?
while I'm driving.
Oh
She's
my
like, "Don't do
God.
that." Someone will pull you over thinking you're drinking alcohol. I'll be like, and then they'll see them drinking a root beer. It's like,
It's root beer, dummy.
right. But like the same thing could happen with like a can, right? Like they make beer cans, 12 ounces. They make tall boy sodas and energy
Sure.
drinks, right? Like, I mean, you know, like.
I saw this TikTok. This is a while back. This was a while back, but I go back to it because it's just so funny. This guy was in the car and he was saying, "I just got pulled over." And he goes, "Let me tell you the story." And he was saying that he was eating his canned chicken, like while he's driving, and
Nice.
and a cop pulled him over and was like, "Hey, we had a call. Someone said that someone's taking Jello shots while they're driving. It looks like they're just taking
There's
shots.
no way.
And he was like,
No.
"Sir, I was licking the cane sauce out of the container."
Oh no!
Dear God.
Wait.
Oh my
He's like,
God,
"I can't
man.
even lick the sauce in peace."
Who wants to lick the sauce? Do you
That
guys do
sounds
that?
awful.
You don't do that, right?
I don't do that.
Do you do that?
No,
Okay.
that's
Thank God.
That's
This podcast
menace
was going to be
behavior.
over.
That's
if either
men-
one of you did
I mean,
that.
that's like menace mindset
that is
right there.
menace behavior right there,
That
dude.
is- yeah.
That is unacceptable. Oh my gosh, bro. Take a minute. Just pull over, bro. Pull over, dip your tenders,
So,
man.
like, the sauce is not that good. Just lick it.
No, he wasn't. What if he wasn't finishing off the sauce? What if he like would take a bite of chicken?
That's what he's doing. That's what I'm doing in my mind. That's what I
and then he's
assume.
licking some and like swirling it around.
He's like he's getting a tender. He's taking a bite, keeping that bite in his mouth, and then grabbing the shot of sauce and just. I thought he was just taking sips of the sauce. It's so much worse that he's licking it. Like it's way worse.
Then sipping the sauce.
I mean, both, all of it
I'm
is
just
crazy.
sipping on sauce, all right, officer. I'm just
just
sipping the sauce.
cane
I'm just
sauce.
sipping the sauce.
I'm sure you understand.
Oh man was lost in the sauce.
I
That
mean,
is
you just,
crazy.
like French fries, squirt of ketchup.
yeah,
you know,
right. See, that's just insane. That's like the stuff like cartoon characters do. Like the
Yes.
real people don't do that.
Except in the cartoon, they just stack it on their tongue and then.
Right.
like,
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like,
Or
pour
like
it on.
giant like sandwich, like giant Reuben,
right,
like
right.
Right, right.
what's his name? Shaggy. I almost called him Scrappy. Scrappy dude.
Gavin, I don't know.
Gavin?
You sounded like I didn't know.
I couldn't
You
get
were
the
just
name
making
out.
word-
I was like, "There's a G in there, there's an S," so I just threw letters
Yeah,
together.
Scrappy.
Scrappy Doo and his friend Scooby. So
Gavin,
Yeah,
apparently.
that's what I thought he was saying. I don't know. I'm just
Oh
sipping
my
on sauce
gosh.
over here. All
Just
right?
lost in the zone. Oh my gosh.
No, I think when you and your wife officially bought y'all's house, you took
Uh-huh.
a picture and you had bottles.
Oh, we
in
had
your
root beer
hand.
bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like
I told her people are gonna think we're celebrating with a beer.
for sure, but I think y'all's hands were over
Yep.
the labels
Yep.
too.
On purpose?
Nope.
And I think
I
I
was
texted her. I
also-
was like, "Ma'am."
I was also
Ma'am.
terribly sick during that when we took that photo. That was the week.
Sick.
No, that was the week.
Super
That was
grim.
the week that I got very sick.
What an alibi.
And then Aubrey got sick, and then I got sick again. Like seriously, like I don't get like really sick very often, but I got really sick twice that week. And like it was the kind of sick where I slept on the bathroom floor,
Jeez.
like, and I was
no.
awake like all night long.
That's the worst.
It was bad, and so like I had to go to the lease, like the off, like the what do you call that, the title office, and sign all the paperwork, feeling horrible. Like I was not talking to this lady
Doo-doo
at
running
all.
down his pants.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Diaper in hand.
She was offering us drinks and coffee and snacks.
You
and
want some
stuff.
more
I'm like,
coffee?
I don't
How about
want-
these
I
laxatives?
don't want anything. I don't want you to talk to me. I want to sign my name 1,000 times, and I want to go home.
It's like
and then-
supposed to be this joyous, like, "Okay, y'all ready?"
And Aubrey was like, "Okay, I know you don't feel good, but I want to take a picture." I was like, "You got one picture." Like, she was like,
Please.
"Hold this and smile," and I was like, trying my hardest to smile. I did not feel good at all.
Oh
It
my
was horrible.
gosh.
Yeah,
That's brutal.
and then just pounding beer, you know.
Pound and root beers. So we had like little champagne glasses, but they were filled with root beer and Dr. Pepper. So
Yeah.
when we did the same thing.
Just like a clear champagne
Yeah,
cup
it-
with brown liquid.
Yeah,
in
it was like
you never see that. It's
yeah, it was
disgusting.
clearly like soda. It was not trying to be sneaky about it. But anyway, yeah.
That's
So-
cute. That's cute.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're cute
Okay.
like that. That's the
Okay.
way we roll.
So I had a question for you guys. If you-
Anyway,
yeah. So I was thinking about this week, and I'll tell you why I was thinking about this later because I don't want to influence your answer. What fantasy world?
The way that was set up.
go ahead.
Sorry, say your thing. Say your
Get on with it,
thing.
man.
What fantasy world would you want to live in or not live in? You can answer either way.
Right. Okay. You told us this question that beforehand,
Right.
and I intended to like really deep dive into my brain of fantasy worlds and try to figure out like what the best one possibly was. I
Right.
didn't do that.
Yep.
But the first one that came to mind to not live in is probably like Mad Max.
Oh yeah, I
you
didn't
know,
think about
like
that.
super post-apocalyptic.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah, you know, that'd be bad. So like fantasy,
Fallout,
just any
not
fantasy.
fun.
Yo,
Yeah,
Fallout.
can you describe what you mean by fantasy?
Like any fictional world.
Dang.
Okay.
Like really, I mean, it could be any fictional world. It doesn't have to be like high fantasy. Just like something that's not real.
Right.
Like a world that's not real. You like Harry Potter? Would you want to live in Harry Potter?
Maybe we do.
As a muggle, no.
As a Muggle, you would.
Maybe
want
we
to.
do live in it right now.
Yeah,
Did you think
that's
about
true. Yeah.
Maybe we're actually in the wizarding world right now.
I don't want to be here.
I'm waiting for a hair flip.
I'm waiting for my letter. Hogwarts, give me my letter.
Ew, stop.
Is that a TikTok
I'm ready.
thing?
No, I
that's
just-
a TikTok thing. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
It's not.
it's
It's just sad.
Efrain is TikTok.
Yeah, how you like that?
yeah, because it was Liz. It was definitely Liz. Yeah, Harry Potter would be weird if you weren't.
If you were a
magical
Muggle,
person. That would suck. Yeah.
If you were,
Although-
or maybe you just don't know. If you're a Muggle, you just don't know.
And that sucks also.
But
So-
if you're a wizard, I mean, if you think about it, there's all sorts of terrible stuff going on in that world. Like, people, there's killing curses. Like people who just straight up kill you. Polymorph potions.
Yeah.
Someone can just like come by, pluck one of your hairs, and then they can be
Right,
you for
right.
how long? Like
Yeah.
8 hours. That's not good. That's like if people are worried about AI. We should be worried about polymorph.
my hair falls out all
That's
the
a
time.
big deal.
So there's probably
Right.
mimics running all over the place.
Right.
That's
Not
bad.
good.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about Star Wars?
That's what brought this question in my mind.
That was the first thing that popped in my head is I don't want to live in Star Wars.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is actually like not a great
no
world
it's
to
not.
live in. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Is like everybody thinks, oh, Star Wars would be so cool. I could be a Jedi. You're not gonna be a Jedi. You're not.
You're for sure not a Jedi.
You are gonna be.
You do not have the
like-
midichlorians for that, my man.
What is it like? The same percentage of being a Jedi is like making the NFL or something,
Or
like,
less.
It's
For sure
definitely
less.
you're definitely not going to be one, bro.
No, if you go in and you look at like in the Star Wars lore,
I'm the nerd.
My glasses for this moment.
Yeah. There's like people have like there are published percentages of people who are like from each species that are force sensitive. So like as a human, there's like a 5%, 2% chance or something.
Jeez,
that
really?
you'll be force sensitive.
Huh.
It's like
That's higher than I expected, honestly.
I mean, it's pretty small for every species, but like a Wookiee, there's like one recorded Wookiee
Who's force sensitive.
who was force sensitive in like
Wow.
all of the history of Jedi temple and all that stuff.
Right.
Like depending on what like species or race or whatever you want to call it, you are alien
Right.
race. You are. There's a different chance that you will be force sensitive. Like Yoda species, no one knows what that's called. Doesn't have a name officially,
But it's high.
It's like higher than most.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Their midichlorian count.
yeah, they live on midichlorians. I'm just kidding.
I was like, no way. I did not know that.
No, I made that up. So yeah, but I was thinking about. I was playing Jedi Survivor, and I was thinking like, yeah, it would be cool to be a Jedi, maybe. But then
Maybe.
it actually would probably suck because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to kill you all
Right,
the time.
right.
All the time.
And if you were in the Jedi universe or in the Star Wars universe, you probably would just be that like some random like slave. Because
You'd
there's like
probably
a
be
lot
Turgle,
Turgle.
the little frog guy
Yeah,
in
Turgle.
Jedi Survivor,
Yeah.
the new game.
Yeah, Turgle's so weird.
He's like a little frog dude. He's just everybody loves him. He's just kind of cute. He's like,
annoying.
oh,
I think he's annoying.
Jedi guy. Oh my gosh.
Is he like an actual character or is he just for the game?
He's in the game. He's made for the game.
But he's like official. Like the games are official.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like official canon?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Canon. It's all
But
about
yeah,
the canon.
Star Wars universe, not good. It's not good.
No, I mean,
You
because
wouldn't wanna
for
live
the
there.
most part, it's like every corner of the universe that you see, or the galaxy that you see in Star Wars, is like beat down pretty much. Like
Right.
almost everybody is.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Everything
living
has
a
been
good life.
exploited.
Yeah, nobody's living
Yeah.
a good life, and the only and I guess that's kind of what they were trying to make the point of in
Right.
The Last Jedi was
Yeah.
like the only people you really see living a good life are these rich, like
Snobs.
smuggler,
Yeah.
warlord people on that one weird planet in that weird part of the movie where it's not very good.
Yeah.
That's probably the point they were making.
That doesn't
but
narrow it down at all.
Jeez, good
the whole
point.
movie.
yeah, no, Canto Bite, I think is
Yeah,
what
it is.
the world was called or something like that. And
Yes.
so I named it perfectly. Something like that. I don't know.
You nerd.
Yeah, right. No,
Okay, move on.
but that scene basically they're like a bunch of rich people like in casinos and like just doing stuff,
Oh,
and they're like,
yeah.
oh wow, like these people live differently and stuff, and so
Right.
there's like little poor kids, doing their things. And it feels like most of the galaxy is just like poor, like sad people, just kind of trying to get by. And that's kind of the whole galaxy is like that.
Same.
No, for sure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for real though. Like it's hard out here.
That's a tough world. Yeah, that's a good one. Good thought.
But I was also thinking, like, people are like, yeah, I could live in Star Wars because I could travel all over the galaxy and see all sorts of things. People won't leave their own hometown. Like, there are a lot of people who just won't leave their hometown, their state, their country. And they're like, no, I would definitely leave my planet and go to another planet. No, you wouldn't.
No, leave your couch first.
Dang, wow. I mean, Elon's trying to get people on Mars, so
I mean, we know there's nothing out there on Mars.
You got a chance. Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. You never know.
Right.
Okay. I think another, if you go like to young adult, like the dystopian world, like
Hunger Games.
I would not want to be Hunger Games.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Or what's the
But could you dress funny and end up in the Capitol?
Oh, just like sneak my way
You
in?
just have to dress funny and you get picked up to go to the Capitol.
You
Like,
dress
that
funny.
That guy's got a vibe.
You dress funny. Yeah. Oh, vibes for sure. Hold on, are you bulimic? Perfect. That's it. Dang, dude. That's pretty much the Capitol. That's the whole thing.
What's that one where they're in factions? What's that one called?
Divergent?
Divergent. That one's not.
I haven't read or watched any
I
of that.
watched the first one. It did not captivate me. It really in the slightest. So
Wow, dang.
What about Twilight? You guys want to live in Twilight?
If I could be a vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a vampire. You're not a vampire. You're a werewolf.
Dude. Those werewolves are kind of cool
You
because
kinda
they're
look
just
like a
straight up
werewolf.
wolves, bro.
Cool.
They're kind of cool, and it doesn't
ahead,
seem like they're in pain when they switch. Is it
Right.
painful? Do they just
According-
does she describe that in the book?
According to the
Stephanie, will
books-
you
Stephanie Myers.
comment so you can let us know? Is it painful for them when they switch? Because it just looks like they're like, boom, I'm a wolf now, and that's pretty cool.
According to the books, it's more like a mental battle than anything else. Like they have to like be.
There are two
wolf.
wolves inside of you.
Which do you choose?
There are two wolves. Oh my god!
But I feel like for the most part, that world is fair.
You just kissed the mic
My
unexpectedly.
I need a compilation of like
Yeah,
us just hitting
Oh,
the
shoot.
mics.
Yep.
But I feel like for the most part, that world is pretty
Similar.
and normal, just with like some spice, some like pizzazz.
A little bit of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a good Narnia?
I thought about
that's
Narnia
what I
as
was
well.
gonna say. Like, if once we were done moving off of the like worlds we don't want to be a part of, I'd want to be in Narnia.
Narnia would be kind of cool, but like, there's a lot of
Post-Aslan.
you got to be post Aslan, like
Right.
reigning, right? Like, he's got to be in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's kind of still turmoil. There's stuff going on, There's business happening. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to be part of Forever Winter. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to. Like I want to be part of the good part, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like I want to be
mean, if
part
I'm
of this
choosing,
world
then yeah.
after Jesus returns.
Right.
Easy, right?
Right.
That's
Pretty
not
much.
fantasy.
Yeah. Whoa. Dang. Deep. Deep.
Deep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it kind of hits at this point, this idea that like, well, like you watch like a fantasy, like high fantasy, like
Right.
knights and dragons and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, that sounds like such a cool world, but like
No.
those worlds are never really that good,
Right.
like to be in.
You see the heroism.
See, it's not just me. It's not just me.
The heroism, right? You see the heroism, and you see like the valor, and you see the good parts, right?
Right,
That's
yeah.
what stories are made of, right?
But
Yeah.
isn't that so? Then is there something to that, right? Like, the struggle is part of why it's good,
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
the fact that there is valor, that there is bravery that has to be chosen, and courage has to be like taken
Right.
up. That makes it compelling and like worth
right.
being a part of or being interested in. That's why
Yeah.
we love it so much. Is
Yeah.
that there was a status quo and then they overcome it.
You're talking a little too real, and I need you to bring it back to silly.
Back to being
'cause-
silly.
yeah.
I mean but that's what's cool about story.
I know. It's
that's
true.
why stories are so cool. Is like I don't know. That
No,
gets me
for
pumped
sure,
up.
yeah.
Be a hero in your own life.
Dang, dude. Take that home. Write that down.
Don't want to be in a fantasy world. Be the fantasy world.
Wow. You are a fantasy to me.
Get off the couch and be your own fantasy world.
Dang.
I thought about Lord of the Rings. Probably not.
Hard no.
No.
Yeah, it's a tough one too, man.
Like at no point in like I've read the Silmarillion and I've read Lord of the Rings and I've read The Hobbit. Don't want to be part of like really any of that at all, except if like unless I could just live in the Shire
And you're just like a farmer or something.
and nothing happens, right?
Just you.
But then, yeah, but even in the book
In-house.
Lord of the Rings, the scouring of the Shire happens where like Saruman like escapes Orthanc and he goes to the Shire and he starts trying to conquer the Shire and like he brings bands of orcs in there and the hobbits have to like band together and defeat the armies of Saruman.
Defeat or think, you know?
Right. The way Saruman dies in the book is really funny, but yeah, so Liz is tired of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
nerdiness again.
Reid snuck a Lord of the Rings episode in without anybody knowing. This
I
is
feel
the
like
whole.
every other episode he's like, Lord of the Rings.
I mean,
Lord of the Rings.
it's the best
Lord of the Rings.
writing, fantasy writing of all time
That's
ever. So
very subjective.
it's not.
No.
How about Game of Thrones? You want to
Dude,
do Game of Thrones?
That reminds me, I just watched Whiplash again.
Oh, nice.
We mentioned this a while back about Whiplash
right,
and
right.
just it's very
Wipeout?
good. Wipeout?
Yeah.
Whiplash,
Right.
where it's J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller, and he's a drummer, and he's
Oh,
like
yes,
his
yes,
drum
yes,
instructor
yes.
and
So
stuff, or his
sorry.
band instructor, jazz band.
Wipeout.
But he says basically the same thing though.
Happened before.
They're like, "Isn't music subjective?" And he's like, "No." They're like, "Music competition, isn't it subjective?" He's like, "No,
No.
it's
I
not."
never understood that.
Kind of the same way with Lord of the Rings, though. I mean, with that,
Right.
not really.
When I was in 8th grade, I was in an art class and I put so much effort into this. Like, I was supposed to draw a picture of like, I remember vividly what this picture looked like. It was a house on a river. It was like built on stilts, like sitting over a river with lots of like foliage around it. And it was supposed to be just pencil and paper, like just graphite, right?
Okay.
And so I'm supposed to draw this picture on this page and turn it in. And so I spent hours and hours and hours on this. And I was like, man, that's like the best drawing I've ever done. Like I put a lot of work into this. I got a
Like,
C.
It's gonna be really sad.
I got a C on it.
Oh my
And I told the teacher,
gosh.
and I was like, what the heck? Like,
This is
this
good.
is my art. Like I've made a lot of improvement and I worked on this and like, this is art. Like you can't just like, it's not just a C. And she was like, no, it's a C. I was like, what's wrong with
my
like this?
gosh.
It's not that good.
Right. I was like, what happened to art being like,
Yeah.
like subjective and like, she was like, no, it's not good. And then I come to Houston, I go to the Menil collection, and there's a guy who has a block of cheese with hair coming out of it, and it's priceless. So
Is that real?
that's stupid. Yes, it's real.
I've never heard of that. That's
Yeah, in
gross.
the
Reed's
museum
not
district-
upset about this at
The
all.
Menil collection, yeah, the Menil collection. There's like a statue. It's like not real cheese. It's a sculpture of cheese
Right.
with hair coming out of it, and it looks like a guy who's balding who hasn't taken care of his hair, and his hair is like 3 feet long, just coming out of the top of his hair, coming out top of his head, and it's a sculpture, and it's like
His head is cheese.
no, it's just a wedge of cheese with hair in it. That is the sculpture. A wedge
From
of cheese.
Wisconsin.
I don't know where he's from or why it's important or what people see in it, why it's
What?
beautiful or artsy or whatever. It makes no sense, but that's art. And I made a C in 8th grade.
He's like, I could have been an artist. I could have changed
No,
the
I
world.
suck at art, but
So did you
I mean,
deserve
art-
the C?
Art
No,
is
I put a
supposed to
lot
be
of
an
effort
easy
into
A.
Tell
Art
me
is
about it.
supposed to be an easy A. It's completion grade.
yeah, tell me
Come
about
on.
Not for Reid.
it. Not
That's
for
a
me.
C.
Out in
Sorry,
Trinity.
buddy.
Out in Trinity, we value real art.
It's real. We only do real out art here.
Oh no!
Let us know what fantasy place you would live in and what your favorite art collection is. Did you get a C in 8th grade? We'll see you next time.